Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1972 Seattle Pilots What If scenario. We are adding the 1972 Topps cards to our baseball sim, and we've already done all of the American League. We are coming up to the halfway mark for the National League, and today's team is the Philadelphia Phillies. We're going to try to knock out the entire team today, which shouldn't be too difficult, and we're going to get started immediately with Johnny Briggs. I've already done the search. I've got everything set up and ready to go. So Johnny Briggs, we do have a Johnny Briggs 72 card. And he's on the Brew Crew. So let's add Briggs. John. Yeah, there we go. That should be the right designated name for the sim. It is, and we just like to make sure we don't have two of anything, and we don't, so we're good to go. Keep on moving. Is Johnny Callison. Couple of Johnnies back to back. Callison is a player who's been traded a lot, much like Bob Bailey in this sim. He was on the Phillies, the White Sox, Houston, and then back to the Phillies. And he might have even been traded before he got to play for a team. Let's just check that. Phils to the White Sox to Houston. Houston, his contract expired, and then he signed a 5-year deal with the Phillies. So, yeah, he's been moving around. Here he's represented on the Cubs, which is the team he was on in real life, obviously. There's Callison, which is 8, 9, 10. I like that 7. Oh, he actually played for teams in 1 year. Philadelphia, Chicago, and Houston, all in the same season. He must have had some skill that everybody needed. Okay, next up is Rich Allen. I believe this is Dick Allen, right? Rich Allen is the same as Dick Allen, who just made it to the Hall of Fame. And we just potentially gave away a Dick Allen card in our last giveaway. Although Don T., who won that option, he opted for the Brooks Robinson card. There it is, Rich Allen. Okay. I don't know if I have him as Rich Allen or Dick Allen. I guess I probably have him as Rich. We'll find out right now. Wonder what that card's worth. I don't have my... I didn't repurchase the monthly subscription. I will do that pretty quickly, though. The baseball season's coming to an end. And I kind of like to see where all the players end up with their values, because they don't move a lot in the off season. So I wonder what's been happening the last couple of weeks since I haven't had the subscription. And wow, Mike Schmidt had a 1972 Puerto Rican sticker, and he wasn't even on the team until 73. Gosh, that would be something really to find. That's got to be super expensive. So we'll stick with the 74. All right, Larry Heisel. I bet you he'll have a card. Larry Heisel. All right. Yep, for the Dodgers. He must have still had a Phillies hat on, though, which is why they have that nose shot looking up the snout to hide the logo on the cap. Larry Heisel, pretty good hitter. Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to do this because it's already been done. Oh, no, I do need to do... What do I need to do here? Oh, yeah, I do need to delete these. Okay, so delete. And delete. That's crazy. Larry Heisel played until at least 1983. Okay. Got to go in here really quick. From Portsmouth, Ohio. And make this Larry Heisel 1. Boom. There he is. Okay. Bob Boone. That's a 74 rookie. So I don't think he's going to have a 72. Shout out to Julio L. for finding a Bill North card in 1972 for us. So I added that prior to beginning this video. Rico Petrocelli, another player who gets traded a ton. I'm sure he'll have a card. He's only 28. Yep. In real life, he was on the Red Sox. So that is Petro, which is 5. Celli, which is another 5. Okay. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, we'll replace it. Is there another one? No. We'll look at his transactions. How many times has he been traded? Okay, so from Boston to San Francisco. This has got to be the record. San Francisco to Baltimore. That's 2. Contract expired. Signed by California. Before, that was in the offseason, and then California traded him to Philadelphia before he ever played. Before he ever, no, then, so he was with Philadelphia. Philadelphia, before the start of the season, traded him back to Boston. Boston traded him back to California. California traded him back to Boston, and Boston traded him to Philadelphia. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades and 1 contract. That is the record, no doubt. That's crazy. Okay, Denny Doyle. All right. I'm really hoping that we don't have any static issues in this video. We did in the baseball game earlier today. I don't know exactly what the problem was. But I always do 1 or 2 practice runs just to make sure, and there was no problem. So I can't make any promises here, but I'm hoping that we didn't have any static issues. There's Denny Doyle, and of course we have to delete Denny Doyle number 2. And that means we have to go in here and adjust that. All right. There we go. As we are now in the final quarter of the season for the 1998 Arizona Diamondbacks, I'm getting a little more excited about this 1972 Seattle Pilots season. Joe List did not have a card in 72 after having a rookie in 71. Interesting. Vic Rosnovsky. I never heard of him. So yeah, I'm getting excited. I do kind of want to get the cards done. And I don't have as much free time as I would have liked to knock these out. What am I doing? Vic. Well, I must have hit the wrong button somewhere. What the... Why is this giving me such a hard time here? All right, come on. Rosnovsky. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. Oh, all that for nothing. That makes sense. That was a 69 card. Okay, here's Terry Harmon. He had a 71, so perhaps he has a 72. Let's see. Yep, looks like he will. And he does. the biggest issue is with our Seattle Pilots team is like, how are we going to survive with pitching? And we're going to have to actually either trade away somebody up and coming in our minor league system with our, with a hitter for a pitcher. That's the only thing I can think of, because we are terrible, and we are probably going to be terrible all year. Jim Gosger does not have a card. What about Mike Buskey? I don't think he will. Nope. 23 years old, though. Pretty young in his career. Here's Richie Scheinblum. He terrorized our team in the American League for a little while. Scheinblum. Does he have a 72 card? I bet he does. Yes, he do. All right. Kansas City Royals. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Let's add Scheinblum. Looking good. Mike Rogodzinski. That's a 74 card, so I'm guessing he won't have a 72. And when I say that, it's because I would have already had it included, right? Every once in a while I'll miss the rookie card. No card. And that's why we do that, just to double check. Gene Stone. We're into AAA. The Philadelphia AAA team was the Eugene Emeralds. All of the minor league names are correct for 1972 for every team at every level. I made sure I added them and that they were correct. Sam Padilla. I can't roll my R's, otherwise I would. It just might be too sexy. All right. Dave Watkins. Got to get this done and get it uploaded because we have the first football game of the season in just a couple of hours. I'm probably much like you. I'm very excited for the football season. And I'll watch any sport, but and I think you'll agree with me. It's getting so difficult to find sports. Like, what channel is it on? What time is it on? Do I have to pay for it? Do I already pay for it and I don't know? Like, it's kind of ridiculous how difficult it is. And yet, like, it's sort of what we've asked for, right? Like, I only want to pay for the channels that I want to pay for. And, well, this is kind of the result as we add Ron Stone. It just becomes so much more difficult to locate the games, I'm happy that my Lions are the late game on Sunday. I'll be able to watch that. I'll be able to play a game for our sim and still have plenty of time to watch the game later on. The other day, I watched Jerry Maguire, right? In Jerry Maguire, when Jerry is walking Ron Tidwell through the party, and they come across Wayne Fontes, former coach for the Lions. That is such a weird thing because I think by then he was actually no longer a Lions coach. He was the winningest coach the Lions ever had. As we switch this up here. And to have Wayne Fonts, who, by the way, got caught with cocaine during his coaching tenure for the Lions, and never even got in trouble for it. It was the cocaine 80s and /90s for the NFL. Leroy Reams. Does he have a card? No. So here's what I thought. The whole idea that Rod Tidwell was being walked through that party was to try to help him get a new team. What if Rod Tidwell had signed with the Lions during that era? Would he have been a good fit for the Detroit Lions? And I think the answer is absolutely he would have, because Mouse Davis was running the run and shoot offense, and Rod Tidwell was a pretty good slot receiver, right? Like a possession receiver. And I think that would have really fit in with the run and shoot offense that we had going at the time. Now, that run and shoot offense didn't get us anywhere. It's like, why have a run and shoot offense when you have Barry Sanders? We had no offensive line, and Barry was always running for his life. But anyway, based on the offense that we ran, I think Rod Tidwell would have fit into that offense all right. Something to think about if you're a Lions fan. Here's Greg Luzinski, the Bull. So his rookie card was 71. Oh gosh, we got two other Luzinskis we got to get rid of, and that's okay. I like the fact that we can clean it up a little bit, get rid of some of these excess cards. It does free up space, even though it's minute space on my hard drive. With this old laptop that I've been using now for the entirety of this channel, every little bit helps. I am also now, after this video is uploaded, I am only 5 videos away from 2,000 videos. That's insane to think about. 2,000 videos in 5 years. I don't have a life. That's all right. I enjoy doing this. Bob Jones. That's a 77 card, so not going to have a 72. We are into the AA team here. Pete Varney. Vern. No. Alan Bannister. Yeah, this is a little bit before his time. We should burn through the rest of this roster. Nope. Craig Robinson. Got the shades on. He's got the aviators on. Like, were sunglasses like invented in the 70s? You never see anybody wearing sunglasses on baseball cards in the 60s or before. But in the 70s, everyone was like, I gotta wear sunglasses or I'm not cool. Dane Orge. Way too early. That's a 79 card. He's 21 years old, and he started in the 7 when he was 18, and he's still in single A. Sergio. Oh, Armani died today, by the way. 91 years old. I'm kind of surprised by that. For those of you who don't know, and probably truly don't care, I worked in the perfume industry for a long time. And, Armani's got some really good fragrances. None that I would ever buy, but, that's okay. Everyone's got their favorites. And they certainly were big sellers. No Bob Coluccio. Mike Edwards. Mike Edwards, part of the 3 Edwards brothers. There's Mike Edwards, Dave Edwards, and Marshall Edwards. Nope. All these are way too early. But, you know, like I said before, we try to be thorough. Steve Bowling. Steve Hobby. That should be his last name. John Scott. That is his rookie card, so there's no chance he's going to have a card. Got great beard or sideburns. Oh, what is this? Oh, no. They tricked us. Tommy Sand. Tommy was a pinball wizard. Nope. You sure could play a mean pinball. That should have been the joke. Damn it. Edit. Make sure I edit that. Don Pisker. Pisker for the Packers. Nope. Howard Mitchell. Gosh, I really hope the Lions beat the Packers at Lambeau on Sunday. I just don't. They're not going to win every game anyway. But I just don't want to hear the bullshit from talk show hosts about how the Lions' window is closed or closing or whatever the bullshit is. I am more than happy if they just make the playoffs every year. Just do that. And as a lifelong Lions fan who suffered my entire life for a good team like we have right now, I would love it if they won the Super Bowl, but you know what? They don't have to. They just have to be good. And that makes me happy. But then having to just listen every damn show that comes up about, because it's going to happen. Everyone's going to, overreaction Monday. And that just annoys the shit out of me. To the point where I almost don't really watch anymore sports talk shows. The only one I truly like, no Scott Reed. He's injured for 4 days, but he'll be okay. And we're back to Johnny Briggs. Okay, let's save this, and I'll finish my thought, and then we'll do the pictures. The only show that I think is still worth watching is First Things First on Fox Sports. It's entertaining. It's fun. All the other shows that they canceled were absolutely cancelable. Cancelable? Should have been canceled. So they did the right thing there. So that's really the only show I watch regularly. Pitchers. Okay, we don't have a ton here. That's good. Get through this quickly. Rick Wise. Pretty damn good pitcher. He had 25 wins in our sim last year. I'm sorry, in 70. Let's take a look here. Damn it. Rick Wise. Was he on the Cardinals? Oh, and the Phillies. Maybe he was traded. There's the Fightins. And there's the traded card. So, he was traded to the Cardinals. That's cool. This is the Phillies, so we'll use the Phillies card. Right? That makes more sense. There we go. Yeah, boy. Alright, so we got to get rid of that one. Alright. Then we Oh, he's from Jackson. That's weird. Jackson is 2 cities southwest of Ann Arbor. It's Ann Arbor, Saline, and then Jackson, I believe. I lived in Ann Arbor for a while. I don't think I really spent a lot of time in Jackson. Maybe gone to a couple bars. It's definitely country. Jeff James. That's a 1970s card, so I don't think he's going to have a 72 if he didn't have a 71. You? Larry Colton. That's a rookie card from 69. Nope. Getting 35 starts a year in our sim, but he was done by 69. Chris Short. "34 years old, 0-3 last year, and he was still around. Short, Chris. Okay. All right, good. I won't have to switch that up. Bill Laxton, he didn't make it until he was on the expansion Mariners, and he was a Detroit Tiger at some point. I can't remember if he was picked off the Tigers for expansion or not, but he certainly would not have been playing in 1972. That's his first card you just saw. Okay, here's Bill Wilson. Wilson. And it's Billy Wilson this year. Wilson. Bill. Okay. Good. Mac Scarce. Good baseball name. Great baseball name, actually. Mac Scarce. That's a 73. Would he have a 72? No. Manny Muniz. Yeah, I got it. I had to sound it out. Perfect. Who's that guy side-eyeing? No. There's another sunglass dude. That guy is super cool. Lowell Palmer. How much you want to bet his 72 card he's wearing sunglasses? White Sox. Yeah or no? It's hard to tell, right? I'm having a hard time telling. Palmer. Low. I'm sure that he is. Like, that's kind of his thing, right? Oh, he was already there, too. That's weird. All right, delete the extra one. And let's just make sure we got it designated properly so we don't have to think about it again. He's from Sacktown. That's a fun city. I mean, other than the murder, the multiple murders. It wasn't like that when I lived in Berkeley. Old Town Sacramento's a lot of fun, I think. And I got to tour the Capitol. That was kind of fun. Good times. I mean, for me. Billy Champion, not Bill. Everybody's Billy. If you're a ball player, you've got to put the Y at the end of your name. I would never have been Charles Jackson. I would have been Charlie Jackson. And I wouldn't have played any better. 8, 9, 10. And that's accurate. Dick Fanon, I'm guessing. Dick Fanon. We're in AAA already, so this is going quickly. I noticed there at the bottom it shows Ken Reynolds injured. He's going to miss the first 2 months of the season. That is a pitcher they could definitely use. That's probably why. Who was that number 5 starter? Chris Short. That's probably why Chris Short is on the roster. He's going to get some PT for a couple of months. Barry Lersch. Yes. There he is. When Barry Lersch is in the bullpen, he's on a short Lersch. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Barry. Got it. Ron DiOrio. Cookie. Nickname was Double Stuff. I cracked myself up. That's dumb, and you shouldn't say that about anybody. Okay, no, he's definitely not going to, because that is a rookie card from 74. Luis Peraza. Pitching a lot in this sim, but does not have a card. Here's Jerry Johnson. Let's see if he has a 72. He did not have a 70, or didn't play in 70. Here we go. 72. He was still on the Giants. Wow, he even had it in action. Yeah. Wow, look at nobody in the crowd. So Jerry Johnson must have been somebody. 7, 8, 9, 10. Jerry Johnson. Looks good. Yep. All right. Jesus Hernandez. Oops. His favorite part of the woman was her nays. He actually had a Puerto Rican sticker in 72, but not one that has a photo. Gene Roundsville. Roundsville. All right. Nope, nothing. Now, he doesn't have a card, but I'm pretty sure in some other sim that I did, I found something for him. Maybe we can get somebody on that out there to find one of those. The same with Terlecki. Doesn't that seem like a player who should have had a card? Maybe he doesn't. He certainly doesn't here. Here's Jack Fisher with a 70 card. 32 years old, but he looks like he's in his 40s. And that card is from 2 years earlier. Hard living. Hard living in the 70s. Larry Laughlin. Oh my. That's my problem. Loughlin. This is a one-year wonder card. OIW. So he would not have a card. This is the one card that does represent that player. And then we have Gary Bell. Gary Bell threw a no-hitter for those 69 Phillies in our sim after we traded him after 5 starts. He was doing so well, but we traded him because his contract was up, and that's usually my go-to move on an expansion team. I just try to get rid of the contracts, whether we could use that pitcher or not. And we could have used him, and then we traded him to Phillies. Look at his transactions, and there's that no-hitter. We traded him at the end of April, and by July he threw the no-no. We got Mike straight out of Compton, who we still have, and we've already gotten rid of Darren Johnson and Rick Joseph, I believe. Anyway, nope, no card for 72. Bill Moran. All right, we're in Double-A. We are finally on the home stretch here. Dave Wallace shows him as a coach. And I think sometimes, like, why would you have a Dave Wallace who probably never played the major leagues? But I think that's one of the ways that they choose who they're adding to the game as non-MLB players. Maybe somewhere in their long career, maybe they coached in the majors or minors and somehow made their mark. Erskine Thomason. He's got to be a Southern boy. Let's find out. What are his vittles? South Carolina. You don't get named Erskine if you're from the Midwest. Bob Babcock. We had a lot of fun with that name in our Tiger sim. He was on Texas, I believe. No cards, yeah. Larry Cox. Wait, wasn't Larry Cox a batter? Wasn't he a catcher? This doesn't seem right. This can't be right. All right, let's look. He's a catcher, right? For the Mariners. Was there another Larry Cox that was a pitcher? Let's go. Come on. Yeah, he was a catcher. God, this game sucks. How do you get that wrong? He was on the Phillies originally, though. Well, did he ever pitch? I guess before I call the game sucky. Did he ever pitch on purpose? Pitcher. No. No, only a catcher. So, did he pitch in the minor? Oh, God, this game makes me so mad. I wonder if he pitched a game in the minor leagues in a mop-up role, and whomever the dumbass was that was adding this character to the game just assumed he was a pitcher. Look at the minor leagues here. This will tell us all we need to know as soon as it loads. Well, he was a batter right from the beginning. Pitching. So he did pitch 13 games. And the first time he pitched was once as a 19-year-old, and then a couple times as a 20-year-old. And looking back here, he was a hitter before he was a pitcher. It's so stupid. Like, that character's ruined. This player's ruined for me. Like, we cannot use him. I should just delete him. There is a way to edit him. Oh, I can show you. I won't do it, though, because it screws up the game. Convert to a two-way player. So the only way you could get Larry Cox to actually hit would be to convert him to a two-way player. But then neither is good. And you can't just click on starting pitcher and make him a catcher. That doesn't work either. So, I mean, this game ruined this player. Just another reason why this game is terrible. John Panera. I used to be on the Baseball Mogul page on Facebook. I just got so belligerent with this game on my channel that I couldn't justify going to the Baseball Mogul page on Facebook and like pretending that everything was hunky dory. Larry the President. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not. I actually removed myself from that page. But at one point, whenever I came across an error like that Larry Cox, I would bring it up. And I have no idea if anything ever got fixed. I was kind of like that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I just want a product that I can play. That I don't feel like total shit every time I play it. Okay, here's the last guy. Ken Reynolds. And we'll wrap it up with Reynolds. All right. Ken Reynolds. That's a 71 rookie. And he did have a 72 with the Phillies. That's good. So when he comes back, he'll slide right back into the rotation, I bet. Reynolds, that is 4, 8, 9, 10. All right. There we go. Perfect. And we be done. Cool. I'm going to save it. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Like and or subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the football game tonight. I hope you get a chance to watch it. And until next time, everyone, have a good night.